I'm here with my man Jahlil Hackett, man. For the people that haven't seen you fight before, man, introduce yourself to them.
How y'all doing? It's Jahlil Hackett, 8-0 with 7 knockouts. The current WBC Youth welterweight champion at 147 pounds. Well, welterweight, so how you doing, man?
How would you describe your style to the people that haven't seen you fight? You know what I'm saying? Let them know how you get down.
I gonna get it. You know my slogan. They don't pay for overtime, so I go and get them. I walk them down. So a lot of people try and like compare, like, oh, he like Earl Spence. Like a lot of people say like I'm an orthodox version of Earl Spence. So,
yeah, you tough. I've seen you fight a couple times. Who did you spar that the public might be familiar with?
Realistically, any of the top guys between 35 and all the way up to really 60. Like, we didn't probably share the ring together, Got guys like Javante, guys like Boots, J-Rock, them, just to name a few. Shit, we at this gym now, and Jared. So it's like, I've shared the ring with a lot of the top level guys, a lot of world champions.
How was that work for you, and what did you learn about yourself sparring those guys?
It definitely showed me like I got a real future in this sport. It's like you never heard like any of those guys if they were asked about Jahlil Hackett, they would never like it's never a bad word. Like it's always they always speak real highly of me. So that's enough for itself right there.
Do you have anybody that you want to fight? Anybody in your sights that you want to fight in the future?
Right now I'm looking at belts. So I got the WBC Youth belt. Right now, Mario Barrios is the current WBC interim champion. I think they're going to move him up to the regular champion soon. He has a fight coming up Cinco de Mayo weekend, if I'm not mistaken, on Canelo's undercard. So right now, I'm eyeing moving up in the rankings by the WBC. Right now, they got me at 37 or 38, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just focused on moving up in the rankings and really getting that WBC strap, man.
Right.
Once you grab one, then it's like the other ones, the opportunities open up for the other ones.
Okay, so let's touch on you being signed with TMT. How is that going? In your words, how is that going right now?
I recently just left TMT.
Okay.
I signed with them when I was 17, when I first turned pro. My first 3 years as a pro was with them. But now I think it's time for me to, go somewhere else so I can grow my career.
Why didn't you feel like that? Why didn't that work out for you? If you don't mind asking. Yeah.
I wouldn't say it didn't work out because I gained a lot from being with Mayweather Promotions.
Right.
As a kid, I looked up to Floyd. As a fighter, I watched him throughout my childhood, and it was a dream come true signing to Floyd.
Yeah.
But at this point in my career, I feel like in order for me to grow more, I would have to grow elsewhere.
Okay.
And like I left, and it was no bad blood when I left. So if opportunity in the future presents itself where that may be the best move to go back to Floyd, then I will. But like right now, I'm going elsewhere, and we left on good terms. So it's always a situation that I can go back to.
Okay, let's talk about a big fight that just happened. Everybody's talking about it's the buzz of the internet right now, man. What was your reaction to Ryan versus Haney?
Very surprised. Very surprised. Like everybody else, he fooled us, man. I really I had Devin, outboxing him for 12 rounds, but come fight night, that didn't happen. Congratulations to Ryan. He needed a Grammy as well, because he had us thinking like, man, he's tripping. He didn't worry about a fight, and then come fight night, he just went out there and dominated. So
let me ask you this, man. Do you think 3.2 pounds really made a difference in that fight, or in the process of that fight?
Yes. Cutting that last 3 pounds could have been like the make or break point in that fight. And also, for y'all who don't know the rules, if Ryan comes in at 145 or, something like that, the fight would have been canceled, because they wouldn't allow him to cut 5 pounds the day before a fight.
Right.
With him coming in, if he would have came in 141, 142, they would have tried to figure out how to make him try and go cut some more weight. But with the 143, he's just far out enough to where they're not going to try and force him to cut it, but you know, he not too close type shit. So like, yeah, the 3 pounds, I feel like it did make a slight difference, but I think that was also a situation of, you know, Devin being in there with somebody who can rehydrate just as well as he does.
Right. Well, for the viewing audience, man, can you explain the process of making weight? And is losing that last 3 to 4 pounds the hardest part of making weight?
Oh yeah, you know, the first, you know, for guys that's coming down a lot, the first 25 or some guys even more than that, them pounds be easy.
Yeah.
It's just those last 10, that's where the weight start to come off a little bit slower. You know, you do a whole workout like you usually do, and you know, where you used to losing 3-4 pounds, now you're losing a half a pound. So it's like, that's when it really gets tough.
If a fighter is struggling to make weight, how much does it weaken him to lose that last 3 or 4 pounds?
A whole lot. Like, you know, 3 pounds could be the difference in a guy, you know. Like that's like that dehydration point, you know. If a guy, I've been in a situation where I've seen guys get to their last few pounds, do a full workout, then go sit in the sauna for about 30 minutes. And they ain't lose nothing but 2-3 ounces. So it's like, once you get your body to that survival mode, then it's like, it makes it real hard because your body's trying to hold on to everything you get.
Back to the fight, do you believe if Devin came in at 143.2, just like Ryan did, that would have made a difference in the fight to the point where...
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it would have made a huge difference. I still think, despite the fact that I had Devin, I thought Devin was going to win, I still think we might have got a similar outcome.
Okay. Who, if they do this, who would you have in a rematch if both of them came in the same weight?
I think Devin will, of course, he'll make adjustments. That's a tough one. You know, he'll make adjustments, so it's about whoever comes in with the best game plan, really.
Let's talk about somebody who many consider the best pound-for-pound fighter. That's Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford wants to fight Canelo at 168. How do you see that fight playing out if they do?
Canelo, a big dude. You know, he's much bigger than Bud. But you know, we also said Earl was much bigger than Bud. And, you know, we see how that went. So I think that's a situation where if he loses, it doesn't tarnish his legacy. But if he wins, I feel like he's, you know, pound for pound great. Like that solidifies him because I think he'll be 3 times undisputed if he beats Canelo. If they were to fight, 3 times undisputed, you know, and that would be a situation where he's moving up multiple weight classes. He's talking about fighting at 54, but that would be from 60 to 68. That's 2 weight classes. So
that's a jump, man.
Yeah, that's a hell of a jump. That's a hell of a jump. So if he beats him, he's great. But you know.
What's your thoughts on Canelo turning down $55 million plus 100% of the pay-per-view revenue to fight Benavidez when he asked for $150, $200 million?
I'm not in this camp, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to think about it. If I'm in that situation, I don't think I turn that down. But you know, maybe Canelo and his team know something about Benavidez that we don't. So
yeah, that's a big one. But hey, listen, I got a couple of fights coming. We got a couple of fights coming up. I want to get some predictions from you. We got Canelo versus Munguia. Who do you think is going to win it? How do you see it playing out?
I like Canelo. Munguia is a tough young guy, but I don't think he has enough experience. It's similar to the situation with Canelo for Floyd. You know, great fighter, just not experienced enough. So I like Canelo to beat him. I don't think he's going to stop him, but he's definitely going to beat him. And he's going to beat him, and we're going to know he beat him. I don't think it'll be close, but I like Canelo on that one.
We have Fury versus Usyk.
I don't know. It depends on which Fury comes to fight, you know. I don't think Fury was as focused when he fought Ngannou.
Yeah, a lot of people
I think he underestimated him. But like if a focused Fury comes into that fight, I like Fury.
Last but certainly not least, we have Tank versus Frank Martin coming up.
I think that's gonna be a great fight. Frank Martin a dog, you know, Tank a dog. You know, they both, you know, proven fighters. I think that'll be a situation where Frank Martin run into something. I think Frank Martin got a lot to prove. He feel like he got a lot to prove coming off that controversial win. So I feel like he's gonna be pressing the action. And you know, we seen in the past few fights, Tank has been doing really well with like, you know, baiting the guy in, and catching him with something big. So.
He's gifted, man. He's a very smart fighter.
Yeah.
You know, Tank actually sparred Frank Martin, and they said it was good work. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard about that. I didn't see it, so I can't speak on it. But you know, we just gonna have to see come June. I know I'll be there. You know, to see that one live.
Well, Jahlil, man, thank you for your time, champ. Is there anything else you want to leave to the fans, fans of yours, fans of boxing, fans around the world? Anything you want to leave with them before we end this interview?
You know, for everyone who's been supporting me, you know, I appreciate y'all for supporting me. Keep supporting me. I'm keep giving y'all great fights. I'm keep giving y'all stoppages. For everybody waiting to find out where I'm gonna go next in my career, stay tuned. And, you know, y'all can keep up with me on Instagram at Jahlil_Hackett, on Twitter at Jahlil Major HCKTT.
Thanks, bro.